Hey there, fellow Factorians. Owners here with another episode of Let's Learn Bobs and Angels. And we are back in the main base, and there's a lot of stuff coming over to me. Last episode, we got basic electronic circuits up and running. We now have some 6,000 basic electronic circuits, and they're coming in, not too shabbily, if I might add. This is actually pretty good. Now, we've got a lot of basic basic boards, basic circuit boards, and I guess the next logical step to me would be to do a red circuit, whatever they are. I think they're just called electronic circuits. And let's have a quick check. Electronic circuit boards, yes. Basic electronic board, basic circuit board, basic electronic board, electronic circuit board. Make an outpost of that would be pretty good, but instead I'm going to do something totally different. I think it's time we gave the base a little bit of a clean up. There's been a lot of stuff happening here, and a lot of this stuff is kind of not really necessary anymore, to be perfectly honest. Things like this, all these miners. Alright, so how many construction robots do we have? What did I click on that for? That was the wrong thing to click on. Here we go. We have 1,000 construction robots. Well, we are going to put them to work. Is this a radar level 1? It is. Alright, let's hit that with the old upgrade planner. No, that's not gonna do it, is it? Alright. Let's pop that down then. There we go. Did I really need that? You know, I probably didn't need that because we've already got coverage, so let's not do that. Alright. But what we can do is start ripping up all this stuff and dealing with the power pole situation as best we can. Try not to rip out all the power poles, but all these miners have to go because they are just doing nothing. Here we go, and likewise all of this whole section here that we have for our stereotype, yes, all doing nothing at all. So this section here totally wiped off the map, which will give us a lot of room to do some other stuff if we so desire. This also had some steel, didn't it? This was steel production. Oh, man, look at that. This is a lot of space that we are reclaiming. Now this is actually requesting copper from our supply. I've got copper ore coming in to the bus because this is making copper ingots that we're still using for bronze plate. Here we go. Copper and nickel is used to make bronze plate. Our nickel is just a little bit slow, that's all. No, sorry, not nickel, tin. Tin, not nickel. There we go. So we need to keep that in there. We need to keep that in there. We might be able to relocate it though, which is probably what we're going to do. We don't need this because this is just supplying oxygen for what? Oxygen, we do actually need that. That is supplying oxygen for that one thing there. We might be able to rebuild that in a slightly more meaningful way. All this stuff is going. There shouldn't be many materials, if any, in any of these because they are something. Sure are something. Okay. Looks like we've already pulled some stuff out of here. Now this is where the power pole situation becomes interesting because I do want to keep that powered up. So let's pop a big pole here. No, that's not a good idea. Let's pop one of these and run it up to there. Actually, no. So you are going to disappear. What if I pull that one out myself? Just to get the right distance. There we go. Alright. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of charging issues. Okay, here we actually have a bit of coke on the belt still. Ooh, we have actually cut off coke supply to our fuel down here. Alright. And what are these guys making? They are making oxygen for that. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. Which means we don't need this. We do need to make sure we keep those pipes. Not these pipes. There we go. That pipe can disappear. Yep, that's just regular water. Alright, all you guys are disappearing. You guys are disappearing. This steel is doing nothing. Disappear away. We'll think about a way to power that up. And that belt disappears as well. Alright. Let me take you for a ride. There we go. Some power. Nope. That whole section is unpowered. And how about now? Yep, it'll slowly recharge. Alright. But in saying that, none of this is required. None of this is required. None of this is required. Here's another lot of stuff we can get rid of. And the base is going to be looking very empty after this. Alright. Construction bots will get to work on that. Yeah, look at this. We've cut power to our refining area, which is not good. We've got power over here though. Look at that. We just had power there. There we go. Now, that's coal. That's coal that is dead. There's a door nail, that one. It looks like you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Looks like all those ones are dead. And we have basically no coal left in the base. Some more stuff just floating around that's just not doing anything around here. You're not supplying anything. Actually, you might be required. Alright, we've got a heap of slag. We've got 20k slag in here. Why is that not outputting? Do I want an enable condition? I don't really want slag in here at all. There you go. Let's get all that slag out and processed. Why are these? Because I changed the setting. I copied the settings across, so none of them are outputting on the other side. Alright. Now, compressed air. Let's get our bots going now. So I can just quickly set this up for these guys. What is that, a chemical plant? Mark 1, really? There we go, that's better, isn't it? No, not that one. Let's get that one back into the system. And copy that there. Let's get you doing that. Got no flare stacks. Crazy. Alright, there we go. And then let's actually cut this whole thing and paste it one closer. Like that. And then you're there. Let's see if you're working. You're not, because you need a recipe. So that's 100 compressed air in what period? 200 in 6 seconds. This uses 100 in 2 seconds. So it uses 200 in 4 seconds. But this only needs 60 in 4 seconds. So that should be fine. That'd definitely be enough. Which means we can rip out all of that stuff. And of course that's where we connected our power up to. There we go. Now the reason why I don't want to do too much stuff is because my inventory is already getting pretty crazy with stuff that we don't need. Stuff that we do need as well. Alrighty, what's going on over here? Let's get this one up here a bit. Alright, that is a huge section of stuff that we have ripped out. Now here, yep, this is still operational. We're making lead ingots, which are being used for solder, which we probably don't really need. Lead plate we do need, because solder should be coming from the network now, shouldn't it? Let me just check that. Here's our solder coming in up here. We don't actually have a network supply of solder. Oh, we'll leave that one in for now. That's okay. Lots of less things going on here. Now, here's a belt that is going nowhere. Well, it's going somewhere, but it has nothing to show for it. And I'll turn my bots off again. There we go. Alright, wow, that is a huge belt. Now, this huge belt reminds me. Oh yeah, that was get our iron ore into the ferrite, but we now have request a chest there, requesting the iron ore, which keeps that occupied, which is good. I'm going to need to make some buffer chests. That will allow us to get what? Buffer chests. What was I thinking? Yes, to reuse all of this stuff. Okay. Let's get that cut in. Nope, wrong way. And let's make it. I don't like the, yeah. Okay, well, we're going to have red belts here apparently. Alright. Rid of this, get a bit of coal in the network, sure. Let's pick all that up. Just so that the bots don't have to do too much. There we go. I'll save the bots a lot of work. Now, well, I think about this, we need to make sure we get our... we need to get coke coming in here. And we might as well make it all red belt at this point. The other thing I want to do is probably add a bit of a... Oh yeah, I've already got auto trash. Ah, look at that. Man, I'm smart. It's prepared for just this eventuality. Something like that. No, that's actually not what I want to do. Not what I want to do at all. That one should have stayed. Okay, that's better. There we go. Let's just run this straight up as far as we can. Look at that line that we missed. And actually there is the coke from before. There you go, coke, be free. Alright, that's all gone. And I wonder where that was going. I don't know. That was stone that was going from somewhere. Where would be producing stone? Nothing down here is producing stone anymore, that's for sure. I see, actually there. That is still producing stone. So let's get that reinstated before that stone fills up. Alright. And in fact, what we need to do really here is rip that out and let's just do that. Alright. There we go, okay, there we go. Why am I even doing that when I could, of course, just do that? And now I have 62 stone, which can go in there. Now look at that! I got a nice little bit of belt. That is the wrong colour. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Now that is that. What's next? Geez, I think I want to make that maybe a buffer chest. That seems to be doing alright. What is this? That is crushed stone. Oh, that was our... If the crushed stone ever gets too big, it'll back up in there, but we don't have that issue now, do we? Because we are madly making stone, and that stone is pretty much always being used or filling this. Yep, that's cool. Now, the big thing that I want to do, the big thing is I want to rip out our steam engines. Just tracing this line here. Where does this come from? That is our fuel line, yep. So I can actually just bring that now. We can, which way is that one going here? It's going that way. Bring that one to there like that. Like that. There we go. And now you are coming up here. And all the way up here. Where is that coal going? To a coal train, which we probably don't need anymore. Let's get you up to here. Up to here. You're going like that. And like that. Alrighty. Now for the fun. Quick check of our graph. Production 10 minute. We have actually used steam engines. Is that because our... Oh, why are they kicking in so early? Why are they kicking in so early? I'm not sure that is right. Because these are supposed to set up to start when the capacitor, when the accumulator drops below 30%. But if they're kicking in as soon as these drop down, there's something wrong with my setup. So I'm just going to rip the whole thing out, and we're going to possibly regret this big time. But I'm pretty confident that we're not going to regret this. So that's how confident I am. Deconstruct the whole lot. Done, done, done. Is this water meant for anywhere else? Nope. You're out. You're out. We'll leave that radar in there. We'll have to get some power to it somehow. I don't want those fish. Yeah, let's do that. Leave a radar going. Leave those going. That water is actually powering that, so we actually probably want to leave that in. Or we can just pull it out and we'll put in one of our little water things. Why not? Water thing, water thing, water thing. Where are you? That's not doing anything. There we go. Regular water. 100 water a second. Okay. So now we can pull those out. Looks like we can pull those out. And this line disappears as well. And now this gives us a bit more space to play around with. This is kind of the whole reason I wanted to do this clean up of the base. Yes, the whole reason I wanted to do this clean up of the base was this is where all our stuff's getting dropped off. So this is actually like the going to be the core of all of our stuff, things, whatever you want to say. But everything that's coming in the logistics network's over here. And currently, we've got all our production over here, so the bots have to go back and forth, and it's just tyrannically bad for the bots. I feel bad for them. So what I want to do is move that, and we now have a huge area here that was previously untouched, that we can copy these tiles of and go a little bit crazy doing some tiling from map mode. Trying to make a square though is always a nightmare with my inability to move the mouse in a straight line. There we go, okay, and then we can just fill in the insides. Look at that. Just like that. Alright. Go bots go. This is thanks to the recent update where they can carry more than one stone brick at a time. That is beautiful. Alright. Now that we've got such a huge square, we can do an even bigger square. Let's say we'll go all the way over to here. And let's bring that right across to there. Something like that looks reasonable. We're going to have our brick delivery coming in soon, I would imagine. Let's have a little C, no, not P, L. There we go. And stone bricks. Oh, we still got 6,000 in our area. And look at how beautiful this is. All right. So first things first, we can just basically copy everything we have on the other section. But we want to add a bunch of roboports because you can have enough roboports in a section like this. So let's do that. There is 10 roboports, which seems like a nice number of roboports to begin with. Why don't I do that and that? And then, because 10's a nice number, we'll double it. And once it's doubled, we can then start to copy some of these things. Now these are an interesting one. I'm going to leave them here because that's kind of central. They are just heading out here anyway, so that doesn't matter. But these, everything here has to go. And when I say go, I mean it has to be relocated and rebuilt right where I am. I probably don't need those pipes, so we'll just put it here. We'll get it right up against there for maximum distance and force that down like so. Now what I want to check is that we have some of these inserters here need to be connected to the logistics network. Otherwise we're going to end up with just a bucket load of everything, because these are limited, but we still have them on the other side. So this, I want to say, ore processing things. Obviously not this one. Is it this one? No, that's not it. That's not it. Maybe it was this one. There we go. Ore processing Mark II, less than 20. And now we can limit that one. These kind of things, actually, I'm not going to worry about. Intermediates, they'll get used up. Okay, this one is what? Casting machines. Casting machines Mark II. Alright, let's connect you up and say casting machines Mark II. Fillet. Nope. That'll be metallurgy casting. Casting machine Mark II. Let's go 20. And what's next? Here we go. How busy this stuff's getting. This is induction furnace Mark II. Connect. That might be here actually. Standing. No. Yeah, there it is. Induction furnace Mark II. Less than 20. And here we have chemical plant Mark II, Petrochem, Chemical plant Mark II. Now I'm starting to figure my way around. I'm going to make 50 of them. Starting to figure my way around the old Bob's Angels. Okay, so this is Ore Crushers Mark II. That's what I want to do. Connect you. Ore Crusher Mark II. Let's keep 20 of them floating around. Steel furnaces. Not sure if we need any of them, but yeah, let's keep that going, shall we? Enable if steel furnaces. Where are you these days? Not steel stone. Let's keep 20 of them around at all times. Yeah. We want just as many as you can. Now, what I haven't been doing that I really should be doing is just right-click copying and then changing this to what we need, which is flotation cells. There we go. That's heaps easier, isn't it? This is silos, and I want to have 50, not 500, that's for sure. 50 silos. Nope. This is steel furnaces. Where are we? There we go. Okay, steel furnace. Yep, let's have 50 of them. That is electric furnaces. Let's have. I don't know. We're not really using them. They don't seem to be as in much requirement for these as there is in vanilla. So we're just going to leave that. This is warehouses. Storage, here we go. Warehouse. I definitely don't want 50 of them because they're quite expensive. 20 of them. Okay, here we go. We're actually starting to get to a point where we've been smart about these already. Beautiful. Alright. So we can now power this up. And stuff will get building. And then the next part is get these guys to rip out this. And then all that stuff will go back into storage and get reused over the other side. Probably don't need this many. I'm gonna leave them in because that's actually a nice midway area where we can sort it out. All right, as we can see already, just that distance travelled, much less. All right, let's go back. Let's get this happening again. And I'm going to prep an area over this side where we can put our military stuff. There's a nice little tie in there. All right, there's a copy of all that. Over to here. Yeah, we'll put it right there. Gonna line it up with that one, maybe one down. Again, we just want to check, have we circuit conditioned all of these? That is not circuit conditioned. So that's probably limited, but I think that's okay in that instance. And that is circuit conditioned, and that is circuit conditioned, cool. Alright, which means that we can remove all of these. There we go. Now, is that going to kill our power? Probably. Let's go make sure that we don't get sucked onto the train. And then just make sure that power stays somewhere. Like there. And we've got it over there as well. That's good. Alright. Things are looking really nice. What have we got here? We've got some algae generators. And some iron pipe. Well, that's always handy to have. I hope I haven't made just a billion of it over here though. Oh yeah, there's less than 500 in the network. Make it cool. All right, now what's happening here? They're limited. They're limited. This one I probably actually want to connect because we don't need to have too much of that. It's less than, let's say, 200. Enable. Turn that off. The rest of these things, you are less than 500. Yeah, that's cool. Alright. I'm going to cut these though, because them sitting out there by themselves is just weird. Alright, then go there. And now this is going to be a crazy busy bot area. Whew, okay, I feel pretty good with that. We've got a few more miners doing nothing. Nothing worse than a miner doing nothing. Lazy miners. Those don't have power or any materials. If they don't have power, then that has no power. Which seems odd. Because I have cut power somewhere, obviously. There we go, you can have power there. Yeah, you're probably going to want power back up somehow. And nope. Okay, there we go, like that. Sure. You've got nothing, you've got nothing. So that bobmonium is still getting mined. And that is for our tin, which has entirely stopped now that we're not making tons and tons of red belt. Gosh, look at how slow. Do you remember this level? How slow that belt is. It's really insane, isn't it? Now that carbon is getting used for circuits, isn't it? Is that keeping up? It is definitely not. But in saying that, we don't need any of these circuits anymore. We could replace this and bring some in from our belt, because I definitely want to do that for carbon, because this is not handling it particularly well, is it? Look at all these bots. There's a nice little stretch of nothing here that we can fit a couple of these in. Yeah, of course we can. Another couple there. And even one there. Maybe I can do 3 there. Maybe I can do 3 over here, so it kind of parallels that bit. And they're probably going to need power. That's something that these things like, isn't it? So something like that. We'll keep them happy. Alright, whoa, the bots are busy. Things are happening. We're almost out of, well, we are out of sulfuric wastewater, which means we're running out of sulfur. Well, we're not running out of sulfur, which is nice. We are still creating it by the looks of it. We're just using it faster than we're creating, and that probably means there's something going wrong down here. Are we out of oil? We are out of multi-phase oil. Good heap of gas. We are running out of crude. And we're getting rid of the raw gas, yep. These things just take a while to run, I guess. Yeah, that's all that's happening. And that is slowly going. What are we using? Our my concern here is we're actually just full of everything and it's just burning it off. That is a problem, isn't it? We don't want to waste resources if we're not actually using it, if, as the case is here. Where is that belt going? Did I just rip out an important belt? I think I did. I think I did. No? Oh, that's really worrisome. That is carbon. And why is that red? I must have fiddled with it a bit to get this. Yeah, that's what it was. That actually belt is no longer required by the looks of it. And is just currently a huge drain on the network. I'm not sure where that one was going. Not that one. There we go. Alright. That's fun. Let's go down and fix up this issue we're having over here. With the overflow kicking in when it's actually not required. As you can see, we're just burning off all of these, which is really, really bad. I think we're going to need to do some combination decider combinator action here as well, like we did over here. So let's copy that whole thing. But this one's going to have to be even trickier. It sure is, because we're going to need a third one of these. Let's get our bots back up and running. Alright, so now let's get our wire. Let's hook that to there, to there, that to there. We'll get this red wire on this network, having all the liquids. Alright, now we can connect it to all three of these. That one's got no power. It's a bit sad. There we go. Alright. So if naphtha, let's get our liquids. I'm not even going to bother trying to find it that way. So if naphtha is greater than 340, yep. But if this has to be fuel oil, liquid fuel. Sorry, is that what that one is, or fuel oil? Liquid fuel oil. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's the wrong one. Fuel oil. If it's less than 500, or base mineral oil is less than 500. And base mineral oil is less than 500. Now, what we want is, we don't want all, doesn't have to be all three of it, it needs to be either of these. So believe it or not, we actually need another combinator in our little setup here. Alright, this is getting a little bit trickier. We need to turn that one off. And that one off. So these two go into there. And then that one and that one go into there. So this one is saying if... Okay, let's change the colors on these two, just to make life a little bit easier on us. Make these ones white. Okay, so if this one sees if white is greater than 0, then we'll output a green. And then if this one sees 2 greens, output A1. And then we need to put that into a pump, don't we? Yes, we do. Pump and flare stack. And then enable you if green is greater than 0. Okay, so now let's get this right. So if naphtha is greater than 340,000, because this holds 350,000, and this one sees a white, then this one sees 2 greens and it goes. This one sees a white if fuel oil is greater than 500, outputs a white. If base mineral oil is less than 500, it outputs a white. So if either of these are really low and this one's really high, then dump it. If both of these it'll still be greater than 0. Yep. The logic checks out. Alright. So this time we just change. Looks like we're out of combinators. Let's make a few. So this time we need to change the outputs a wee bit. Looks like we've got the base people coming in, which isn't particularly handy. Let's get that onto that network, and then that into a pump. There we go. All right. And that pump is doing the same thing that one was doing, which is enabled there. But this time we are looking at our fuel. No, I was right. Come on. Search for fuel oil. There we go. And this one goes down to naphtha. There we go. And then we can just paste it again over here. This setup is a little different. Let's paste that down here. Let's pull that out, pull that out. Let's get this pump here. Okay. Whew, man, this is getting more complicated than I would have expected. Is naphtha connected to this? I think I pulled out the wire that it was connected to. I did. That's a bit of a rookie error, isn't it? But it means we can just connect that there. So they should now see why. Okay, what's going on there? Why was there two red networks? I don't know. Is there somehow two poles there? Maybe. Maybe there is. Maybe there is. Now, we need to get that hooked up to there. That setting copied to there. And this one needs to change to base mineral oil. And this one needs to change to naphtha. Beautiful. Alright. Now if we had a flare stack, that would actually work. Like that. And power for all. Okay, so now all these things will only operate if one of them gets low. And then we can burn off the others to make sure that we don't actually run out of one of these. But when they all fill up, the crude will actually back up rather than just constantly burning it for absolutely no reason at all. Whew, that is pretty handy. And I mean, we've got to be running out of time. We are so over time, man. That section, I was just so absorbed in getting that right that yeah, we've run out of time. Well, that episode brings us into the new year, of course, and wow, new year, new base, I guess. We've cleaned it out. We've fixed up the distance that the bots had to travel, which has honestly been bugging me for a very long time. We'll go up here and we'll have a look. It all looks much nicer to me now. We're going to need another row of bots up here. We might even landfill some of this. It's pretty exciting. Where are we going next? I'm not sure. I think next we move into the red circuits. Red circuits, I mean electronic circuit boards. And then we're going to start hunting some more science, I think, because that's kind of the level that our base was at. Our starter base got up to red circuits, and that got us to blue science. So once we outpost red circuits somewhere, we'll then be able to start playing around with the next level of science. So probably outposting that. Whew. Thanks for sticking with me if you have until the end. I hope everyone's 2020 is as exciting as it can possibly be, whatever that means for you. Love to hear your thoughts down below on the year ahead, the game, where we're at, whatever. Drop your comments in, and I'll see you tomorrow.